What is the scariest cancer you can think of? So let's go to this. Someone says to someone else, you have X cancer. What is the scariest thing to put in that X? Pancreatic, right. Why? Because the survival rate is so low. If nothing is done, it's going to be number 2 in mortality in the next 7 years.
I don't even know what the pancreas
Usually
is.
detected when the patient's got a T3, T4 tumor and it's too late to do surgery, and even if it's a T1, the survival is only about 50%. That's about to end, okay? I'm starting to talk about it. Last year when people asked me what I was up to, I gave them an evasive answer because it wasn't ready. But it's gonna be ready, it's clinically available in a few places within the next 30 days. And people who can get it are high-risk patients. The average risk of pancreatic cancer for average risk people is 1.5%. There's a 98.5% chance you're going to check out of this hotel for some other cause. It could be a skiing accident on your 120th birthday. It's not going to be pancreatic cancer. But there's a 1.5% chance it's pancreatic cancer, unless you have a first-degree relative who had the disease. So if mother, father, brother, sister, son, daughter, the risk goes up to 4.5%. And because of that, people with those risk factors, and there's some other risk factors like late onset diabetes, are reimbursed and encouraged to get annual screening to try to find the disease early. The problem is the screening tests don't really work. We fixed that, okay? And that fix is going to be in the market in about a month. But here's the scenario I want to communicate. To make a breakthrough in medicine or anything else, you have to make a breakthrough in yourself. There are numerous groups that have raised billions of dollars, literally billions of dollars, to try to solve this problem. Okay? Do you remember that movie, Raiders of the Lost Ark? It was a really cool movie, 1987 or something, the first Indiana Jones movie. Remember that? There was a medallion that the Nazi guy put his hand on in a fire, and the medallion goes on the top of a stick. In the middle of the stick, there's a little lens, and you stand in this special place, and the sun shines through the lens, and it illuminates in the map room where the Arana Kodesh is buried. It was a great movie. Anyhow, the guy put his hand on the medallion, and he got the wrong. He didn't know there was another side, so he had the wrong length. So when they figured this out, Indiana Harrison Ford and his team figured this out, they're digging in the wrong place. Because the stick was 1 amma too short, it lit up the wrong place in the map room. I keep thinking about that. There are numerous groups that are trying to find pancreatic cancer in the blood. They're digging in the wrong place. We're digging in the right place. I'm not going to get into that. We found it in the pancreatic fluid. This is the fluid that's maced by the pancreatic juice. So we did 3 years of animal experiments in Israel, and then we started doing humans. And for the first group of humans, I was working with pigs. Everything in GI is first done in a porcine model with large 50-kilogram pigs. We did 30 pigs, and it worked, and it was safe, and there were no issues. Okay, it's time to transition to humans. So we got IRB approval, we have FDA approval to go into humans. Fine. I showed up in Florida with expired, one of the drugs we used was expired by 3 months. Now I know the manufacturer, it's a powder, it's probably good for the next 30 years. The expiration's meaningless. But I was doing it with pigs, so I wasn't thinking. I put it in my suitcase, I was late, ran to the airport, I show up there, and now there's a bunch of nurses who are getting the patients ready, and one of them comes up to me and says, Dr. Rutenberg, this drug is expired. I said, yeah, it's okay. I talked to the manufacturer. I said, no, we can't inject an expired drug into a patient. And I thought, what an idiot I am. You know? Here I am, responsible for these patients. And why did I do that? I did it because I didn't believe in what I was doing. I didn't believe in myself. Who am I to come up with a solution to this major cancer? I didn't get those messages from my family. No one in my family did anything like this. You know, you look at Bill Gates' parents or some of these other people, they did stuff like he did. No one in my family ever did anything like that. And they even give me messages that I could come up with something that everyone else couldn't figure it out, and I figured it out. You have a lot of self-doubt. It is that self-doubt that resulted in me bringing expired Lumison to the experiment. What the hell? You think it's going to work anyway? Who the hell do you think you are? Got that voice in yourself. So someone says next week's Parsha, when the question is Esav asks Yaakov, who do you think you are? You have that, there's an Esav inside of each one of us that's asking that question. Who do you think you are? I came back, I managed to get unexpired drug. It was a miracle. The hospital pharmacy happened to have it. I got someone to write a prescription. I got it, I brought it. But I said to my wife, I just got a kick in the rear end by God. He just gave me a kick in the rear end. He says, you got to take yourself seriously. Now the pancreatic juice has enzymes that's designed to digest your food, right? Amylase, lipase, protease. We're taking cells out of the pancreatic juice. The juice was digesting the cells. That was a problem for us. So we came up with a solution to lower the pH of the pancreatic juice, of the formalin. I called my big expert, the guru in Harvard, and she says, Mark, you don't want to do that. No, don't want to do that. Neutral buffered formalin, that's what we always use. And I was going to do that. I was going to use neutral buffered formalin. And we're going to have half-digested cells, little Pac-Man cells like we had for the last 3 years. And I said to my wife, we were in Sarasota there in this place, and I said, you know, Hashem just gave me a kick in the rear end for bringing that, because not believing in myself. I think we have to reduce the pH of the formalin, and I don't give a damn what she said. I know she's the world expert. And I showed up at 5 a.m. I felt like I was in a high school biology lab with the white coat and the mask and the hydrochloric acid and the litmus paper. I lowered the pH to 5, and it worked beautifully. And my expert at Harvard wrote us a letter saying, I've never seen such beautiful looking cells. That was a big breakthrough. And how did it happen? Because I realized I didn't believe in myself, and I had to stop. Any breakthrough you make in any field you want to do, anything you want to do, you're going to be fighting with yourself. And unless you win that battle, it's hopeless. It's hopeless. If you win that battle, you've got some hope. That's it. Time's up.
That was beautiful.